Welcome back, everyone. In the prelude to this adventure, you and your companions are asked to capture a high-ranking Drow commander to influence the internal politics of the Drow. In exchange for your help, a Drow faction named Melarn has promised to battle the Xenomorphs currently invading your country. This will give your countrymen the opportunity to rid themselves of these monsters. You plan and execute a masterful ambush using information from Sirene Falconhand, a paladin from the Order of the Valkyries. Your party defeated the Drow Special Operations team. You captured 2 Drow, but 1 Drow warrior managed to escape the battle on foot. He has a few minutes head start on the party. You give chase, but face the challenge of tracking and overtaking a slippery adversary in a dense, strange redwood forest. Will the Drow runaway escape? How will the party safely escort these prisoners back to the City of Glass? Earlier in the adventure, the party discovered a group of runaway slaves. The party decided to help them. What will happen to the group of slaves that have placed their trust in the party? Let's find out. It's on you guys. Here are the rules for catching the Drow executioner. The party wins and catch the Drow if you win 3 skill checks. The Drow escapes if he wins 3 skill checks. The party members will discuss amongst themselves and describe how, as a team, they will catch the runaway Drow. Party members each describe how they help in the pursuit. If you have a great idea, you get a bonus. If you have a vague and easily exploitable idea, the Drow gets a bonus. After the party describes how they will catch the Drow, the DM will decide who and how many people need to roll skill checks. The Drow will roll a contested skill check. Highest roll will win. So let me describe what you see. It has been a few minutes since you last saw the Drow runaway. You have been busy subduing the Corsair and Shade commander. You managed to drag them both out of the dense, dark, foggy forest and into the forest clearing. You bound their hands and legs with rope. You gagged their mouths so they cannot speak. In the general direction that you last saw the Drow runaway, you see many redwood trees growing chaotically on the forest floor. The air is charged with excitement and chaos. It feels like your every move is being watched. But when you turn to find whoever is watching you, there is no one there. There is a suffocating feeling lingering in the back of your mind. There is a light fog hanging in the air from cold winds that descended from above, hitting the moist undergrowth. Remember that if you have a great idea, you get a bonus. If you have a vague and easily exploitable idea, the Drow get a bonus. The party now has 2 minutes to decide how they will work together as a team to catch the Drow and how each of you will help in the pursuit.
All right.
Well, you must type in the Foundry game chat exactly what your character does and how you work together as a team to catch the Drow. Anyone that does not type out how they help catch the Drow will automatically fail any skill check they do. If you do not work together as a team, the Drow will get a big bonus to their skill check. Your time starts now.
There's no time to waste. Drek, you have a horse? Follow me, let's catch this Drow at once.
Hold for but a moment. I should be able to give you a better idea of his direction. Hold on, just a sec while I type this in. Excellent. My character would send his homunculus into the air while putting his nose to the ground, not literally, but figuratively, in an attempt to investigate the trail that the Drow passed. I'm looking for bent branches, bruised moss, that sort of thing, broken twigs, things that have been disturbed recently. I don't think I have a chance of I've heard stories of the stealthiness of the Drow, and so I won't focus on him himself or any sounds he might make, just signs of his passing. And I'd relay these signs to my mounted friends via the sending stones that we just got. Actually, I don't need to be by you. I'd hand one of y'all a sending stone, give you better ideas so that you can go on ahead.
Who are you giving the sending stone to?
Remy or Drek, whoever, whichever one. Oh wait, none of you can speak to my homunculus, but my homunculus would also the places that I see, I'd be able to. No, actually, I'd still need to be visible to my homunculus. So yeah,
Okay,
my
you remember
homunculus
you have
just
to work as a
follows, helps and
team,
helps out.
otherwise, you know, you're gonna get
I'm
away.
aware.
Also, you have to type it out in chat.
Yeah, I did just now.
Okay, is that it?
I'm just going with mine of riding in with Remy and attempting to use my intimidation to frighten him into changing his course somewhere along closer to Remy's direction. And I want to cast Thaumaturgy to increase that volume.
Alright, so let's take a look at what has actually been written in chat. So I would like to use Speak with Plants to ask them the direction of travel of the Drow. Okay. Let's see. I don't know. Okay, and then there's Game Night. My character sends his monkless into the air while putting his nose to the ground to find signs of his passing. Okay, so you have. Okay, Gilmac is speaking with the plants to get the direction. Game Night is sending his monkulus into the air to scout ahead. Sleepy is using Thermaturgy for a booming voice. That's nice. And riding in on Willow with Henrik. So you're on the back of the horse with Henrik, using the new strength
No,
of
he has his own
voice.
horse.
Yeah.
Oh,
Willow is
you
my
have a
horse,
horse, your
so
separate horse?
the two of us are moving, like going in the same direction, but off to the side to try and direct him towards Henrik.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it doesn't say that in the text. But so using the new strength of his voice to intimidate. Oh, toward Remy. Good, good, good. You're riding after the Drow with Drek. Hopefully okay. So you're riding after the Drow. And after I gain insight into the direction, I would use Wild Shape to turn into a Warhorse to begin catching up with them. Okay. So it's been a couple minutes. The Drow is going to try to go at an angle. So it was moving straight away from you, going speed. But then after it started hearing these noises pursuing him, he's going to turn off at an angle. And he's going to go into a stealthy sort of tangent path. So I have to evaluate which one of these skills would be best, would best conflict against those skills. So let's see here. So in that case, Henrik and, or sorry, not Henrik, but Remishton and Drek would catch up pretty quickly. So you guys have dark vision. You didn't light a torch or anything. There's fog,
Yeah,
and you're trying to track the footstep on horseback. So like in the branches. So I gotta say you're gonna be pretty hard to find a stealthy guy.
Unless I terrify him and mess up his hiding spot.
Oh yeah, he's already terrified. You guys basically assassinated his team. There's nobody that wouldn't be afraid here. To intimidate him toward Remy. How do you intimidate him toward Remy?
Well, my idea would be like Remy's chasing directly at him, going off just a
No,
little bit to the
that's not what I
side.
said. What do you say?
If you don't want any of your remaining allies to die, come back here, and I'll make sure that it's quick.
Okay, got it. So you're threatening his allies. Cool. All right.
Mm.
So with this stealth check, I'm gonna say that yeah, that I'm gonna give Game Night the one that's gonna be making the check, because he's the one that's directly gonna be looking for the people. Or sorry, not Dub, but Remishton and Drecker close, on horseback. That they've lost the trail. They don't know where you guys they are, and the intimidation check is going to help this stealth check. So if Game Night can find, if Cypher can find the trail with Homunculus, then he can direct. Now, Speak with Plants is a good one. That's also a good one. So what Speak with Plants is going to do is you cast it, but the plants aren't going to immediately just, like this isn't like a 6-second like they give you the answer, boom, you got the directions. It's just like any conversation, it takes a little bit of time to get the right information. So what Speak with Plants is going to do is it's not going to help you on this skill check, but it'll help you on the next one.
All
So
right.
I'll give you a bonus on the next skill check. So Game Night, I want you to roll. Yeah, I want you to roll Perception. I'm going to give you a plus. Now, Homunculus, does it have Dark Vision?
It does. It has 60 feet, same as me.
Okay, 60 feet, same as you. I'm going to give
Hold on
you.
a sec, let me bring it out. Factor.
I'll give you +2 because of the pursuit on horseback. That's much faster than Drow, so he doesn't have his time. He can't take his time being stealthy, and the voice that's putting doubt into the Drow runaway. So it's +2, but you're going to be at disadvantage here, and the reason for that is pretty simple. The homunculus is flying, right? Flying, and the trees are this chaotic mess. There's a fog. It's a strange place, and dark vision doesn't mean you get to see in color, so you're going to miss a lot of details that you would normally catch, like a discoloration in the leaves. You only see in terms of gray and black, so you're going to be at disadvantage, but you get +2.
All right. For this is actually better than I was hoping. Perception on my homunculus is better than perception on myself. I was hoping I could use investigation on myself. All right, let's see.
Yeah, so investigation would be a little bit different. Now, I could make a case for survival or investigation, but those are more time-intensive activities. So you just need to beat an 11.
Perhaps if maybe if nobody else gets an idea, I can roll. Yeah, disadvantage you said for my homunculus.
Yeah, it's disadvantage.
Cool. +2. Just add that. +2, but roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
11.
All right, let's re-roll.
I will. I can hold on. I do have something I can add to my homunculus's roll.
You can't see the homunculus. It's how far in the
Oh,
distance in the trees.
Minimum. All right, yeah. Then we re-roll. There's no point.
Or you could just
Okay.
use a inspiration. Oh, you don't have one, but you could
I'm playing a
use
little low on that right now.
2 inspiration from Sleepy to re-roll it now, or you can just do the straight. You can make your decision.
I'll give him 2 inspiration to reroll.
Okay,
Thanks.
go ahead.
Still at disadvantage or normal this time.
No, it's disadvantage. You just have to beat the 11. You're just re-rolling to. Oh,
My
okay,
God.
nice. +6. What? Oh wow, nice. So yeah, you spot, the homunculus spots him in the distance. Between like there's this narrow gap in the woods, and you spot him way in the distance there, and you can direct Mishton and direct toward him.
I will
So,
be doing so.
same thing as before. You have 2 minutes to describe how you help in the pursuit and how your team will catch them.
Oh, real quick before that, I did want to ask, because I didn't think about this before.
Okay?
Since I missed last game session, would you say Drek didn't really pay attention to any of the Drow?
Nope. Yeah, let's say you did not pay attention. You were in the woods somewhere.
Alright.
You were on lookout. The time is ticking, guys.
Well, I'm just trying to follow the signal. I take it the homunculus is somehow signaling me where to go. Is that right?
Yep. It's gonna circle over your head and then go into go at a direction.
Remember to
It
type
can't
out what you want.
talk in a language.
Remember to type out. It's not going to count if you don't type it out.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, about 20 seconds left. You guys should type out what you do before it's too late. Remember, those that don't type anything out will automatically fail their skill checks.
Is Gilmac turning into a horse?
Yep, he said that last round.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I did 2 messages.
All right, nice. So, Henrik is still following on horseback. Sorry, not Henrik. Rumishton's following on horseback. Drek is going to be casting light. And then the homunculus just so it flies back to you, and then it flies in the direction of the Drow, so you're following it. Game Night is circling overhead to get Remy's attention, and then hop on. Meanwhile, I'll hop on the back of Gilmac, and he rides forward and then investigate the trail, so he'll be able to follow him better. So you could investigate the trail, sure, but it's going to take you time. Now, when you're on horseback, automatically you're at a disadvantage because you're away from you're elevated, and the horse is moving back and forth, and you're trying to find out these minuscule details on the ground, so you're automatically at a disadvantage. Now we add in that your head's in the branches, and there's fog, and dark vision, you don't have any light cast, so it's all in shades of gray. It's going to be like -5, so that's going to be tough.
No, even with a -5, I'm very confident in my investigation.
Okay.
I have a thing that just lets me get a 20 once per long rest.
All right.
Like no roll.
All right. So there's going to be the plants have finally communicated with you, and the plants along the path. Is speak with plants. Is it centered around you, or is it centered in an area?
I would cast it out away from me in a direction that everybody's already running.
Okay. So you go in that direction and you talk with the plants. So I'm going to give you, Gilmac, a chance here. The plants wake up. You're talking with them. What do you say?
I say, I need to know where the Drow that came through this way is at right now.
Drow. What does the Drow look like?
I'm on his back.
Right, and you see
tell
this
him.
oak tree or this dryad or this, tree ant wake up. He's like, "What are you talking about?" It's
I can tell him since I'm on his back.
Yeah, I don't recall.
okay. Well, I mean,
execution.
I sense a lot of vibrations on my branches, as they're moving by. Try, Well, I mean, I can tell you that there have certainly been some vibrations around here. This place used to be a lot more dangerous. There's a waterfall, a river nearby, some ruins of a village. There is some stones
Ruins.
from the stream.
I'm
I'm not too perceptive. The tree ant's only a passive perception 13. He doesn't have blind sense. He can tell you the general direction that the vibrations went.
I suppose that'll be good enough for me, to be honest. I mean, I need to know that the least recent, not the least, like, you know what I mean? Like, prior to us coming in and chasing, those vibrations are the ones I want to focus on.
Okay, yeah, they were definitely going that way, crisscrossing a bit. Their footsteps were swift. They were lightweight. And then he kind of he uses his last few seconds while you pass him by to describe what the Drow looks like, and he looks like he has a great sword and a hand crossbow. But yeah, they'll give you a +1
That's
on the
the
skill
one.
check. So let's see. All right, for this one, so the homunculus has noticed you guys are tracking him with this bird. He might be a fine familiar, like an owl. It might be like a hawk, but he's noticed. So, what is he going to do? Well, let's take a look at what the Drow can do.
What happened to his
He is going to... No, he doesn't have the range to do something, so he's going to stick to the parts of the woods that are thicker, making it harder for the homunculus to track him, using her aerial view. So, and he also sees the light from direct way back. The light's going to make it easier for you guys to navigate through the woods, right? If you guys were looking at tracks, direct in remission, you guys would have an easier time since there's light now. But he also sees you guys, so he sees you're back there. He sees you're closing in. So in this next one, he's kind of looking for a chance to get away. He's being stealthy again. Is there any other way for you guys to track him besides the homunculus, or is that the only way?
I mean, there's the homunculus, and there's also me. I'm not sure if Gilmac was gonna do a nature check after the talking to the plants, but that's pretty much the extent of what I can do.
I have a question. Have we been riding after him on horseback for like a minute or two at least?
No,
or has
not
it
like
only
a minute,
been
like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I'm
It's
not
the
gonna...
start of the chase. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a
Remy,
second. Let me
what
check.
all
How
weapons
much-
do you have?
Let me see. I think I've got an axe or something. I have melee weapons. I'm okay with non-lance weapons.
All right. And you're now, Sleepy, you're saying you use persuasion to try to tell him to come out. What words do you say?
Just starting to go and say, if you come out now and make this easy on us, I'll make sure that your leader and everyone that we manage to pacify will live to see another day. If you don't, however, they won't.
All right. Now let me get this straight. Now you might not it's been a little bit since the last game session, so you might not understand. The executioner was basically at full health, and he left his leader and his companions to die. He said, "Good luck," and then he ran away. I mean, so there's a level here between 0 and 100. 100 being he cares a lot about his squad, and 0 being he doesn't give anything. And the number that I'm thinking of, you can probably guess what the number is based on his actions.
Very low.
So, all right.
Drow were like that.
All right, so it looks like it's just going to be, Gilmac tells Cypher, hey, this is the general direction they went based on the passing word of a dryad or a tree ant or some kind of plant or shrub. And homunculus is looking, but it's a bit more difficult this time because the Drow knows about you. Drow knows about the direction of the horseman from the light. All right. I'm gonna say it's gonna be perception again, but this time it's gonna be -4.
Oh no.
Well, you guys lucked out.
Come on. Big money.
Come on, not one.
No, how dare you? Alright, so it's perception -4 on it. Am I still rolling at disadvantage?
Yeah. Same thing. It's
Beautiful.
the fog. It's the night.
Yeah, Remission has a battle axe on his belt.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
Going
So
to
let's
receive it.
Oh, it's another tie.
re-roll, or you spend some inspiration.
I don't think we have enough. It's only Gilmac and Drek.
Yeah, you guys could each give up one to let you re-roll.
Know how important
good with
is
it.
this guy announcement?
So, how important is it? Gilmac, Drek, speak up now. Do you want to give up the inspiration to let the re-roll happen, or do you want to just?
I'm good with offering mine up. Gil, do you think it would be worth it to inspiration or just do another reroll?
I think we should just
I
re-roll
mean-
it.
All right.
Alright. Yeah, it might be that way because I'm saying this now. Even with a -5, there's if next turn comes along and I get close enough to do an investigation, he's not getting away. There's no way. It's just not possible.
Also, with what you guys heard from the tree while talking to it, would you guys have
No.
relayed all that information?
Yes, by
Alright.
ascending stone.
Oh.
Okay, let's temper that for a second here. Sending stones don't have that ability. It's not like a walkie-talkie or radio. Sending stones lets you do lets you cast the word sending. It can't be used again until the next dawn, so it lets you send one message. It's a short
Yeah.
message of 25 words or less to a character you are familiar with. It's one time, once per day. It's not that much, guys.
All right.
I don't think we used it previously. We've only
You didn't
it was
use
the
it?
homunculus had to circle overhead to message to give them the message before. I didn't talk to them with the sending stone. But I think I can get the point across in 25 words.
All right. If
I'll
you
just
didn't,
say
if you didn't use the
what,
sending stone
northwest?
to direct, if you did not, so you didn't use the sending stones to guide Ermishton and Drek?
No, it was the homunculus.
Oh
that
yes,
did
it was
that.
the homunculus. Yeah, okay, sure. Makes sense.
So yeah, I'll just give them direction. The directions pretty much. The directions the plants gave Gilmac. North, like whether it was northeast, northwest, whether he was keeping low, he was sticking to the thick brush, pretty much. Whatever
Alright.
it was that we got.
Okay.
So he
sounds
won
good.
this roll.
All right, he won this roll. Unless you guys want to re-roll it, use the last two inspiration to re-roll that.
Ooh.
I don't think it's worth
looks
it.
like we're failing that.
-4 is.
I'm assuming that with how everything is, do you want to just list out everything you actually say to Remy and Drek?
Yeah, that'd probably be best.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you can't just say everything. It's very limited in what we can share.
Yeah. Remember, you guys are on the clock here. 2
All right,
minutes.
execution.
What do you do now? You guys are still pursuing the Drow. 2 minutes to tell me what you do. Remember, type it out.
The reason I was asking how long we've been riding is I'm trying to gauge if I think that we're getting close to him and it would be better to dismount on foot for better tracking, or if I think I still need to close a lot of distance, and so
Yeah.
I'd want to stay on my horse.
It's just
for that.
impossible to tell. The homunculus can't say those words. Homunculus, all it can do is point you in the direction.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'll stay on the horse then, unless Drek suggests otherwise.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
I mean,
8, 9, 10.
considering you are
Alright.
casting light, I'd say we probably should just dismount because we're not hearing a whole lot of movement, or anything like that other than our horses. And we know
I
that he
suppose
probably can't outrun us.
yes, let's dismount. I'm going to dismount my horse for better tracking then.
All right, remember to type everything out. Only 50-ish seconds left. And no one has typed anything. Oh, it's going to be an easy skill check for the Drow.
Did I actually shapeshift into the warhorse?
Yeah, you did. Actually, I thought you were giant spider, but warhorse. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's what. Well, that's why I was asking what I am, what you let me do. With one.
Either one. I don't care. You choose.
Okay, the giant wolf spider then.
Okay.
All right, the first part of my message is exactly what I send to Remy, up to the period, pretty much. The last part is what I'm actually doing.
3, 2, type something. Okay. There we go. All right.
I missed a bit of information I was hoping to get.
I know. I'm giving you guys 2 minutes, guys. Your normal character would have 6 seconds. I'm being pretty generous here.
I know.
Okay, so Remishton dismounts and follow on foot. This is actually going to be very pertinent here because you guys were overtaking him, so he was going to double back. He's actually hiding in the bush as you try to pass him. So this is going to be a check for Remishton and Drek here. So you dismount and attempt to follow the path with Drek using the light from his spell. So you follow the path. Follow the path. That's going to be follow the footsteps, right? No, not follow the footsteps, but follow the path in the nature. So this is going to be survival checks tracking. Dismount and searching on foot in the direction I'm told. Okay. So Remishton
from the
and
setting
Drek,
sun.
one of you guys can roll a survival check. You have a light. It's going to be you're going to have advantage because one of you guys is going to be assisting the other. So you get to choose who gets to roll the survival check. Game Night is going to tell you that he's sticking to the thicker bush, so he knows the general direction of where he could be hiding. So that's going to be +1. And then at the end of this check, Cypher and Gilmac are going to catch up to you guys. But you're not going to have a chance to also roll skill checks. You get to roll that next time. So let's say that's another plus. That's +1 and advantage on a survival check. Oh, blind sight. So you're on Wolf Spider. Blind sight's gonna help you a ton here. Yeah, Gilmac, you can also choose to roll survival check instead. So it's either Remishton or Drek or Gilmac that can roll the survival check at +1 with advantage.
I get a +7.
I'll follow your lead. Tracking isn't my strong suit.
Go Gilmac.
How do I configure the roll to make it add all that stuff in? Right.
Yeah, so when you click on the skill, a pop-up should pop up. It should have advantage, normal, or disadvantage, and then there's a situational bonus. Just put in +1.
So you said that it either has to be Remishton or Drek, right?
Yeah, Remishton, Drek, or Gilmac. So yeah, Gilmac beats him. So that's 2 skill checks that you guys have beaten him on, and he's won one of them. So you kind of see him hiding in the bush there, and now you're chasing after him. I'd say you're within like 1 football field. Pretty close. Okay, let's move on to the last one. What do you guys do for this last one? He's like 1 football field away. You kind of spot him through the trees a little bit every now and again.
So seeing him through the trees, I'm going to jump back on my horse and gallop towards him as fast as I can.
Okay. Okay, locate object. Describe or name an object that is familiar to you. You're not familiar with that greatsword.
I don't need to be familiar with the specific thing. If I'm told a greatsword, it'll tell me the location of the nearest greatsword.
Okay. It's
But
not a normal greatsword, unfortunately.
It's magic. A magic greatsword. I
You'll
want.
you'll find out when you catch him, if you guys catch him.
Oh, we'll catch him.
So yeah, you do the locate object. Doesn't
no,
click
that was
anything.
just me saying that's what I would have done if I was told about the greatsword. That's why I was saying that specifically what I would be told about it.
I didn't think the greatsword would come. That information would be useful.
Yeah. So I mean, only people that know that what the plant said was Cipher and Gilmax. So, I mean, the time's running out, guys. You better say something. But yeah,
Okay.
the plants, they thought it was a great sword.
Oh yeah, a whole
Th-
person. That's great.
That's only if we can reach him in the amount of time.
Within if you can get within 60 feet using your horse, which I don't know. We'll see. Oh, that's right. They do have long strider. I forgot. They're like
All
super
right.
fast
So
riders.
now we have to answer the question of who is carrying the prisoners.
I think they're with
Was it?
Sirene, right?
Okay, so you
Yeah,
left the prisoners in Cyrene back at the area alone. Okay, gotcha. Uh,
tied up.
yeah, no, I got it. I was the one that said it. I was the one that remembered. Or Cyrene was the one that remembered to tie them up. All right, so
I thought one of them was
mounted, you gallop
unconscious.
toward him as fast as you can, and you shout some stuff to make him surrender. Nice. See you. We've spared the lives. Surrender. Cool. Drek is gonna follow and also go after him. Nice. Uh, so you already cast Longstrider on Gilmac.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. Well,
Remember that both Willow and Charger also have Longstrider.
from the previous battle, Longstrider lasts an hour.
Oh, okay. All right. And okay. And then there's Gilmac. I want to get closer using 40-foot movement speed of Spider and keep using vision. Once I get close enough, I will use spike growth to center it on his position and tell him to give up or burn. Oh, nice. So yeah, with the spike growth, with the dark, yeah. So I'm gonna say there's a really big advantage here. I'm gonna say it's gonna be someone rolls athletics with like a +4. You can
Oh, I
choose
want
who.
to do it. I want to do it.
If
I
we've
have like a
caught up
plus.
to the rest of them, I can add what's it called? Some stuff to you. You don't need
It's
it.
25.
Yeah.
Counting the +4.
Well done, guys. Well done. Yeah, you catch him. So you spot the Drow executioner fleeing in the distance. In a panic, he disappears into the outskirts of what appears to be the ruins of a village that has fallen into decay. A brief moment later, you hear some kind of magic spell being cast. You cannot tell what the spell is. The elements have worn down the roof and walls of the most buildings. Mud and stone walls mark where several cottages once stood. You hear a stream with fast-flowing water nearby. The northern side of the village has a small hill overlooking the scenery. You guys should be on the map now. The tracks become confused and disorderly. The foot impressions on the ground intercross through the area in great haste because you guys overtook him so quickly. But no clear direction can be detected from your tracking skill because guess what? You don't have Landfid with you, or you don't have Wolf with you.
Right. Just oh, by the way, Austin, it might probably doesn't matter, but I think that last session I knocked the Shade Commander unconscious.
The what?
The Shade Commander, the guy who was fleeing through the bushes, the first one we caught up with, I think I knocked him out.
Okay, yeah, he's gone. He's unconscious.
The other one was just tied up, I think. Just in case it matters. Anyway.
All right.
So
All right, so
I
it's in the
have to-
ruins of the village.
So would now be the time for investigation then?
What do you
Wait,
do?
actually, no, I have mage sight. You said he was casting a spell?
No? You hear what appears to be a spell in the distance when he disappears into the outskirts of this
Okay.
ruined village. Just
In
what I
the
read is in
distance.
chat right now. You can just read it for yourself. But you don't
Yep.
hear. You hear what appears to be a spell. You don't know what it is.
I still have 100 or 300 feet of dark vision from the ability used last session by our cleric.
You do not.
Okay.
Right, well.
In that case, I think I'm gonna light a torch, or maybe yeah, I'm gonna light a torch, and I'm kind of looking really haggard, and under my raised visor, my face is sweaty and red, and I'm breathing really hard, and my horse is too. I'm feeling a little bit rough. Could any of you spare a spell or some sort of magic to keep me on my feet?
Um, I'll ask Drek if he could do the lay on hands. But if not, you have a potion on you. A very expensive one, I might add.
I can help you out.
I'm going to start moving forward, and I'm going to mage sight, basically. Wait, how long does that take to start? It takes a minute.
Remember, if you
I'll
cast
start.
spells, make sure you mark those spell slots as used.
Oh, mage sight isn't a spell. It's an arcana feature.
Okay.
Greg, why don't you take point?
Let me put
It
it
could
in
be an
the
ambush, and
chat.
as weakened as I am, I think it would be best if you took the point.
is anyone healing Remy, by the way?
Yeah, Remy, I can heal you up. Remy, do you hear me?
Gonna take
Yes, and if you could spare something for my horse as well.
How bad are you looking?
very bad.
Just one or two spells would do it. I'm tougher than I look.
Can you move your
Come on,
horse?
we haven't got all day.
Let's see.
Oh shit, I forgot what I rolled last time.
Uh,
Hold on, let me just slash.
Cypher.
my PC.
Why
Can
don't
you
you
move your
send your
horse?
homunculus over these ruins?
Will do. While I'm opening my eyes to mage sight, I will send my homunculus to circle the ruins, looking for this slippery fucker.
Yeah, let's keep the.
Drek
Let's keep
being
the.
Drek is just gonna walk directly into the middle of the ruins.
Yeah, just move your character however you want. And let's
I'm
So let me,
no
assuming
cussing, please.
this
try to
being the
avoid it.
ruins we're talking about.
Yeah, so you move into the ruins.
How do I
Drek, what you
respond,
see is you see the smoldering remnants of a campfire built in an old well. That's going to be right there. 3 sun-dried barrels circle around the campfire. A cooking pot sits on some large stones that circle the campfire. The stones have the same appearance as the stones that make up the walls of the building. This building, the building you just crossed here, this one here, is an old hut in surprisingly good condition. The roof is still standing firm, but some of the roof tiles and wooden frames are cracked. A few barrels with water and a crate are in there. And in the shadow of a redwood tree, a hooded figure is laying in the grass. The face and body is cloaked and disguised with garments not native to your country. Magical, draconic speech whispers from the mysterious figure. He is concentrating on a spell, but you cannot tell what spell it is.
If I cast Hold Person on him, would that break his concentration on the spell?
Give me a second here. No, it went.
Real quick, could you got my homunculus token on the map real quick. I was trying to see if I could do it myself, but I don't think it's letting me.
Homunculus is on the map now.
Thank you.
So you see a male, metallic, dragonborn with silver scales. He is garbed in faded brown traveler's cloak. He is holding a small, polished, carven stone in his right hand and a scroll in his left hand. He is scowling at you, Drek. His voice is rustic and firm. Who are you, and what do you want? Drek, what the fuck? Okay, as you approach Drek, he's gonna start. He's gonna prepare to cast a spell on you.
I'm just walking towards him and
All
just
right,
saying, "Have you
let's
seen the
do
Drow
combat then.
charging through here?"
Y-
No, just trying to casually talk to him,
Yeah,
not
I
trying
know.
to start.
Right.
He's gonna say
Initiative
back
time.
off, and do you still approach to within 10 feet of him?
Oh.
That's a question for you, Drek.
If he's gonna just start saying back off and everything, stop around back here, still
right.
trying to stay fairly close.
If you approach within 30 feet of me, I will defend myself.
All I want to know is where this
Okay,
Drow
so
ran
are you
off
approaching within? You're 15 feet, so do you approach within 15?
to. I guess.
So he
That'd
said
be-
30. Do you approach within 25? Is that okay?
There.
Remember Sirene's words. Sirene said that I want to make it clear to everyone, right? She said this beforehand, so I'm just reminding you guys that she said in a serious and steady voice, I want to make it clear to everyone that we cannot reveal the purpose of our meeting with the Drow. We cannot reveal that we are conspiring with the Melarn faction to capture another Drow. The Melarn faction must have time to gain power within Drow politics. If we reveal our involvement to anyone, then the Melarn faction will suffer a political backlash. This means they might not be able to open a second front. The Drow will become more hostile with our country. Do not tell anyone about the secret mission until well after the Drow enter the war. At that time, the secret can be revealed. So remember that Drow, that Sirene told you that.
Not revealing anything, just asking where it went.
So, here is what the the metallic dragonborn looks like. He asks you, who do you want? Who are you and what do you want? Do not approach within 30 feet of me. He's a bit nervous. Alright,
I'm
so
direct,
the homunculus
I'm
is
looking-
not being stealthy, so he is going to see the homunculus.
30 feet up.
I know.
I'm gonna respect his airspace.
Back off, bird familiar, or I will shoot you out of the sky.
If you damage my homunculus, you will be paying for it. I'd adhere to your demands.
Okay, good.
Look,
He was about to hit it.
I want to ready myself for if he does try anything to cast Hold Person as soon as he tries something.
Well, he stopped casting at least. So
Looks like the
Alright, you said
stone,
the roofs.
the carven stone that he was carrying. I don't think you know. He uses an action to cast a spell from it, but he uses an action to cast it's a sending stone, guys. You have a stone, it's a sending stone. He casts sending with it. And then he puts it away.
I see.
Who are you? What do you want? I've asked you this 3 times now.
I have said multiple times, I'm Drek, we're looking for a Drow that attacked our party, and he ran this way. Have you seen him, yes or no?
Yes, I've seen a Drow. I've subdued him. It's not a problem anymore.
Well, then I'd
Why do
like
you
him
need
handed over.
Insight.
Okay,
I'ma
roll
insight
insight.
that.
What are you inciting for?
He just said, "I've seen him. Yes, I've subdued him. It's not a problem anymore." There were no sounds of combat. There was no there was all there was smooth spell casting. That is,
That there
unless
was.
this person is a much more
Okay,
powerful
let me go
spellcaster
ahead
than
and
he looks
direct
like.
you toward what I said before, the faint whispers of magic. But yes, there was no sound of battle. If yeah, so
You
okay,
can
so
say that. Yep.
that's what are you casting? So you're doing an insight check. What are you inciting for?
Uh, I want to see if he's in league with the Drow. If he was some kind of
You,
backup, some guy to.
I understand that. That's what you want, information that you want. But looking at his mannerisms, at his behavior,
Oh,
what do
I
you
want to see if
so
he's acting nervous. If he seems to be
oh, he's
hiding
definitely
anything.
nervous.
All right. So I want to see if he seems to be hiding anything. If there's anything like if he, anywhere he's looking towards, any place he's placing attention on, like where somebody's hiding, anything he's trying hard not to pull our attention away from. Pretty
No?
much.
Nothing like that. Go ahead and roll insight.
Ooh.
Well,
You
not
just
getting
can't
any.
I
tell.
don't
You
know
just can't
anything
tell,
about it.
actually.
I very suspicious. Previously though, you said that the roofs of all the houses had rotted away. My homunculus has done a full flyby of the village, looking into the houses. Did it see anything?
All the houses are decayed, except the one that has the roof standing, with the barrels and the crates in it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the drow
Cool.
is subdued. I've taken care of him. Do not go in there. I have supplies in there. Those are mine.
Then hand over the drow and we'll
No,
be on
I'm
our
not
way.
going to until you tell me who and why you want the drow.
I am Drek. He attacked our party, and we're here to kill him.
How many
Yeah,
more are in your party?
that's about right.
Would he have noticed Remy and Gilmac yet?
I think
I'm
he
gonna
would have seen
say
me
not yet.
like
They're behind the
undoubtedly.
bush. They're behind the house.
I've been
Um,
before I was behind the
I'll look
bush.
at
I was
Jack.
running through the camp in plain view.
Oh, you did. Okay,
Yeah,
so he knows about Murishnan then, just not Gilmac.
then not Gilmac. I'll look at Drek and just say I'll just nah. Don't.
Actually, he might know about
Giving
Gilmac.
him
I
our
don't know.
numbers are
Maybe not.
giving him our.
Wouldn't Gilmac still be in wild shape?
Yeah, he would be a giant
Oh,
spider,
that's
but that
true.
doesn't mean he might or might not see a giant spider. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
You don't know
Cool.
much
I'm gonna
about this
open
guy.
that door anyway.
My name is Jack. I'm a traveler in these lands. Me and my companions are travelers in these lands from far afield. My companions are close. I have called for them, and they will be returning soon. Back off. You there. And he points directly at Remishton. Do not come within 30 feet of me. I don't know you.
Out of
These are
curiosity,
dangerous
what is the
times. You are covered in
significance?
blood. You have weapons at the
Yes.
ready. You are intruding on my campsite. You look like bandits to me.
If
All of
you
you, tell
allow
me
me
your
to speak,
names and why you are here. I know you want to kill a drow for attacking you, but why?
allow me to speak, and I'll tell you. We fought some Drow. We've been chasing them for a little while. Are you a friend of Drow? Do you know how Drow conduct their business and what they do to the people of the surface?
He prepares to cast a spell against the giant spider that has entered the campsite.
Please listen to me. Answer my questions. Are you a friend of Drow? Do you know what they do to the surface races?
I'm gonna look at Jack and say, "Do not attack the spider.
All right, he's going to
Not
attack the
unless you
spider.
wish to fight."
There's a giant spider
Uh,
attacking me.
if he goes to fire off an attack, then be ready to try and cast Hold Person if he were to attack.
By the way, just out of making sure, is my mic working? Can
Yeah,
everyone hear
yeah,
me?
yeah. I
Oh
I
yeah,
hear
fine.
you. Yeah, he doesn't care. There's
All right, this one's unreasonable.
no, you okay. Well, you guys can certainly think that. All right, so giant spider. That's gonna be Gilmac. He's attacking the giant spider.
That's my companion, you fool. If you
No,
attack him, we
you
will
didn't say
attack
that
you.
in time. He's gonna get this first to talk, and after you say it's his companion, then he's gonna stop. You tell him to back off.
Warlock.
So yeah, Gilmac, you go back to your regular form. Oh, whoops.
Ah.
And yeah, after he says it's his companion, and Gilmac actually turns back into humanoid, he stops. He says, "Sorry, but back off."
I haven't gotten any closer to you. I've been standing here.
The giant
The
spider was
last
approaching me,
10
preparing to do something horrible to me. I don't trust these strange things in these lands.
It's farther away than
What
I am.
has you so
It's within
frightened?
attack range.
This
Gilmac
one's
would
he's
start to
very
speak and
nervous,
say,
but
can you please just hand over the Drow, and we'll be on our way.
Why do you need the Drow?
He attacked us, and we need justice.
He attacked me. I captured the Drow with my banishment spell. He attacked me. Right? He is my prisoner until my companions return. I have sent for them. They will return shortly.
Banished
Do I think he's
spell.
telling the truth? Does he seem to
Do you
be
think that's a question for you. Do you think he's telling the truth?
like how's he act? Okay, he just seems to. Okay, I see.
So is the Drow now
I'm
on a
gonna say
different
to him.
plane?
I'm gonna tell him.
Do you know? Do you learn? Have you learned the banishment spell?
No.
Then, well, you would know that they go somewhere, but you don't know where. For those that actually cast the banishment spell, you would know they go to a different plane.
All right, so I'm gonna tell him. If you have the Drow secured, then I do not need justice myself. I am quite satisfied to leave you be. But I would like. Can you somehow convince me that you're not this Drow's friend? That's all I care about. I do not want him to go free and harm
I
more
don't
people.
care about the fucking. I don't care about the. Sorry about the cussing. Out of character. I don't care about the Drow. He attacked me. Came barreling toward my campsite with a great sword drawn. I banished him. Okay, and actually, let me find out how long banishment lasts. I'll pause the timer here. Because
cool. I'm gonna whisper to Remy.
he can hear your
If he
whispering.
attempt,
From 40 feet away?
Yeah, definitely. You guys are really close. Unless you roll a stealth check.
That's 40
40
feet
feet
of
away.
distance.
Yeah,
A whisper,
okay. You
there's
go
no
ahead
way
and
a
say your
whisper
thing
can
and then
be-
roll a stealth check afterwards to try to whisper it quiet enough so he doesn't hear it.
40 feet
Oh,
away.
I
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that far, guys.
He has some impressive hearing.
my first whisper will be, Remy, what languages do you speak?
All right.
I'm gonna
and
say.
then-
I'm just gonna say aloud. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying. I want him to answer me.
All right. So at that point,
Tell me in-
Executioner comes back from banishment. And at that point, Jack's going to cast a spell. He's going to say, back off. I'm going to subdue him. And then he's about to cast a spell on him. Which is going to be another banishment.
I want him to
Or
save.
you can leave and leave him to us.
I don't think he wants to do that.
He fails,
I think
so he
it's
gets
far
banished
away.
again.
Hold on just a second. Gonna use... Actually, no. I'll let him be banished again.
Yep, so he's banished for another minute.
How does the Drow act when he appears? When the Drow appears, does he seem like relaxed, or does he seem like he's trying to like attack or run away?
He seems surprised, and he's like looking around. Everyone's, he's looking around. He's looking at the buildings, looking at you guys, looking at Jack. He had his sword and his weapons drawn.
Okay. And at that, then after he appears advanced, I'm going to put out my hand towards my companions, and I'm going to move my hand away from the battle axe I was kind of had it near. And I'm going to say, I think this man is a friend of ours. If you don't mind, Jack, was it? We'll just stick around till your companions arrive. We'll make sure this one doesn't cause any trouble, and then we'll leave it to you. We don't need him. I appreciate your assistance.
I mean, we do need
Okay,
him.
you hear some
We
people
need him.
approaching. They appear to be druid type, shaman type people. They're fast
No, we
approaching. They're
don't need
running.
him. We just need him to not get away and tell the other Drow that there are people in this zone that are hostile to them.
Okay. Jack will tell the Drow, the other druids, a Drow person is right there. His banishment spell is going to appear in a second. They all prepare spells, and he tells you guys to back off, to not get harmed. Okay. So banishment pops back up. I'm going to say that Jack is going to expend a pretty big spell. I'm going to say he does.
I don't
I say he does. Yeah, let's say he does hypnotic pattern. Let's hope that guy gets. Yeah, he fails. He's subdued, and the druid's gonna come in and bind him with rope while he's charmed. Can't do anything.
At that, I'm going to mount my horse and give the druids a salute and tell them, I appreciate your assistance, and I'm sorry if we troubled you.
Okay.
Come, companions. I think we are no longer needed here.
The job
Yeah,
is not yet finished.
Wants to step up and ask, what's going to come of the executioner Drow?
He's going to be taken back to our homeland, and he will be questioned on why he attacked us, and all the information that he possesses will be extracted. Then he will be charged by the laws of my country and sentenced to an appropriate punishment for attacking someone, a stranger, just attacking a stranger out of nowhere. Don't know what kind of murder it is, but it could be first degree, second degree.
Good enough for me.
I'm just gonna tell them, have you heard of the monsters that trouble this land?
Monsters. There are strange monsters to the south that can kill even the strongest heroes in the land. I recommend you go back home by the speediest and safest way. But if you mean to flee further north, then be warned. There are monsters in the hills north of the Corn Mountains. They killed 3 of my companions and carried them away to be eaten, or some other evil purpose that I cannot guess. We were attacked in the night. We stayed in a protective, magical, tiny hut, trusting in the spell to protect us. The spell failed completely. The monsters resembled wolves, bears, and boars, but seemed to act as one, almost like a hive of bees. They left no tracks, no dead, no signs of even having been there, because their bodies were ethereal, like a specter, and they disappeared when slain. They floated in the air and changed shape. Looking straight into your eyes, Jack says solemnly, do not stray far away from the Corn Mountains.
And that's to the north. Please, companions, remember everything he said. My sense of direction is terrible, and I would hate to encounter the creatures he speaks of.
Alright, at this point, Sirene's going to catch up to you guys, and he's, kind of dragging along the 2 Drow. So we're going to say the 2 Drow are, let's say the 2 Drow are tied up behind her. Okay, I'm not going to, maybe I will. Those 2. There it is. Those are the 2 Drow. What's going on here, Sirene says.
These lovely druids have captured
They seem to
the
lay
Drow.
claim on him.
Druids are tying him up.
I say we leave them to it, and we have what we came for.
I agree.
Who are they?
Wouldn't any
Sirene
information leaks be dangerous?
Well,
Yeah.
It does not matter who they are.
I
They're
hate
friends.
loose ends.
It would be dangerous if they told the Drow. Do you understand what I told you before? If the Drow learn about this, if he survives and he tells them, then it could be trouble.
It jeopardizes
who are
everything.
these
We can't let
people?
him go.
Who are these people?
Well, that's for you to decide. I'm a
Um,
simple mercenary.
Do you
they
suppose we
seem to
could?
be druids from up north. Or at least they were traveling up north. We didn't have no clue as to their allegiances, though. And unfortunately, but that executioner is a loose end. I really don't like that. I don't like the idea of leaving him to them.
Okay.
Hearing what
Cypher, I
Sirene
think
said,
they're more capable than we
Negotiation.
are. I think they're more capable than we are, or at least as much. I think that he's quite subdued and he's not very loose at the moment.
Yes, but you see, at the moment is the problem.
Sirene
He
Falconhand
needs to
doesn't hear
remain
anything from you
subdued.
guys, like explaining the situation, so she's gonna step up and she's gonna say,
Oh,
um,
I'm saying all this out loud to Cyrene.
"Okay,
Yes, and if they could hear us whispering from 40 feet away, I imagine Cyrene would hear this conversation as well.
yeah." So, yeah, 40 feet away is not that much, Mom. Guys, I am Cyrene. I'm a member of the Order of the Valkyries. I mean you no harm. These mercenaries, he points at you guys, are not affiliated with me or my order. They have decided to help me because I am trying to save our home from an invasion of dangerous monsters. The Drow you captured is vital to defeating the monsters. Will you turn him over to me?" There's a tense silence that falls on the campsite. Jack speaks up in a steady and resolute voice. "No, he is my prisoner. I will bring him with me, unless you reveal your errand, and I judge it to be more important than mine." So Cyrene looks Jack in the eyes, sternly, at a distance, to see if the Dragonborn has a disguise on. After a long minute, she answers, "Do you mean to fight me if I take him?" So Jack readies himself, Cyrene readies himself. What do you guys do?
All right,
And
this is where the fun begins, I guess.
I
I've
laugh
been
in the
ready.
background and say to myself, nobles.
Gilmac
I, I,
would
I,
speak in Druidic to the Druids and ask them to turn over the Drow.
The druids, hearing that, they're gonna lift their eyes a little bit in surprise, but then are gonna say, "Back. I stand with my leader," and they point at Jack.
that's unfortunate.
So
That
Jack
is
says, "Yes,
unfortunate.
I will fight if you try." So who here is going to be ready
Very
for
pleased to
combat?
find
Who
that.
here is not going to be ready?
I'm
I'm
ready.
Gilmac,
if we're throwing down, I still want to go and do what I've been prepping for. That is, as soon as we're knowing that the fight's inevitable, casting hold person to make sure he's out of the fight for a little bit.
Yeah, so hold person, when you prepare a spell, you spend the spell slot, and then if it doesn't happen within 6 seconds, it's wasted. So that's why I'm going to say that if you were doing that, then all your spell slots would be gone. Because it's been a long time, the conversation has, it's kind of meandered for a little bit. So we're going to have to wait until the combat rounds. But Cyrene looks at Jack from head to toe, as if testing her resolve to cross a moral line in the sand. After a moment, she sighs deeply. She says, "I will not reveal my purpose, and I will not fight to take him." Raising her voice, she says to you and your companions, "I will not condone any violence against Jack or his companions." Let's just say that Jack said his name, okay, when she said that, so it's no metagaming here. Jack introduced himself as Jack. But yeah, I will not condone any violence against Jack or his companions, Cyrene says. Do not reveal our purpose here. She walks away out of sight and deep in thought. She offers quiet prayers to the sky as if seeking guidance from the gods.
When she walks, so as she's walking, I'll be like, "You're the boss, as long as I get paid."
As she
Well
approaches
then,
me, I'm gonna say, "Fine work, Sirene. I think this was wise."
Yeah, this was her mission. So
hey, we did as we were asked to, and in the end, we followed orders. We can't be blamed.
Oh,
Something
we
happened.
can be, but
Something happened.
it's okay. We should talk. Okay, so yeah, we should. So Cyrene, I already had this conversation with you guys in Discord, but we should talk about your reward for saving our country, helping save our country. Me and my fellow paladins took this quest without promise of reward or recognition because we wanted to save our home. You are not obligated to work for free. All you need to do to gain recognition and a sizable reward is voluntarily participate in our mission debriefing. This is a simple and straightforward process where an inquisitor interviews each separate individual in a zone of truth. You tell your full story and answer all their questions. At the end, they give a reward proportional to your contribution. The reason they do the debriefing is to avoid rewarding illegal actions, which would taint the reputation of the clerics. The interview is completely private, so you don't need to feel embarrassed. Your companions will not know what you said. The questions are all pretty standard stuff, like did you commit any crime, any criminal or illegal or evil acts on the adventure, etc. It only takes an hour or
Evil.
two. I can promise free food. We can do that in Blue Harbor.
Blue Harbor.
So yeah,
I'm
I don't.
potentially interested, sir.
Okay.
I just need to speak with my companions in private first and ask them some questions.
As for Jack and his companions, I don't know what to do here. I don't want to. I'm not going to kill random strangers just because I want a prisoner, but we can't reveal the information we have.
You could just knock them out.
I don't
But
think
it's
that's
your
usually how
call.
it goes.
It's my call. Knocking them out is an illegal act. I mean, Jesus. It.
We're not in a country. Illegal by whose standards? Because if it was within this country, we're on a mission for the clerics. They're obstructing. What's it called?
Yeah,
What's it
the
called?
clerics will
Interfering
not
with the
condone that.
investigation.
You can do that on your own, but that's not. The clerics will not condone that. I will not condone that. We don't randomly assault
Well,
someone and think and say, "Oh, we're knocking them unconscious." That's okay. It's not.
I will
never
not
said it
condone
was.
that.
Hey, never said it was. Like I said, you're the boss.
If I'm the boss,
There's
I'm
no
not going to
point to me
condone
being
anything,
here.
and I recommend you don't do anything either. I'm talking about non-violent solutions here. The
Oh,
Valkyries, the
non-violent
Order of the
solutions?
Valkyries, are a good organization. We don't go out there assaulting people. I know you guys are maybe familiar with something else, like a more of a forceful home invasion type interrogation, but we don't do that. We have to follow rules here. We have a reputation, people that trust us, people that donate food. There's a tithe. If you're not aware of it, there's a tithe. Farmers, merchants, people that respect us and trust us, they give us tithe, 10% of what they produce and of what they make, and we use that to fund healing, to regenerate people, that farmers that lost their limbs, soldiers that lost their arms and legs, um, fund this whole army that we've sent out to fight off the monsters that are invading our country. Uh, there are times, of course, we can't do it for free. There are strings attached, just like in every transaction. But I think we're the most respected faction out of all of the factions in the country of
I certainly
Ventus.
respect you more than the aristocrats. Um, but I'm not arguing. Like I said, if that's your decision, I'll stand by it. No need to do something that would ruin the mission for nothing. If it doesn't help anyone, then what would be the point? I wouldn't get paid for it. Uh, I'd have to risk my life fighting what is probably a very accomplished spellcaster. If you've decided that the executioner is safe, at least in their hands for the time, I'll stand by it.
That's
No
not what
need
I'm
to, no
deciding.
need to make a
I
fuss.
want to take the executioner. I just don't have an idea how to, and I'm not going to commit any crimes to do it. So if you're mentioning about the reward, if that's what really motivates you, the reward, the cash, then the cash should be much greater if you figure out how to solve the problem without resorting to violence
Oh,
or
without
illegal or
killing them.
evil
Okay,
acts.
well that's some inspiration. Hold on a sec. How much?
I'm a man of violence, Sirene. It's the only way I could solve that kind of problem. That's why I was more interested in walking
Income.
away from this situation than engaging them. I'm in the same mindset as you. I didn't want to fight them
40.
either. I think this is for the best. There was no other way.
Okay. I have something I could offer. Oh well, very little, actually. Very. It's something. But like, I mean, are you thinking of offering them material goods or in exchange for the prisoner? Cause we don't have much in the way of what's it class or prestige to none. We have none of the more ephemeral offers that we could that we can lend. I believe have about 100 gold pieces on me right now. A couple of pounds of mithril. I think about 6 that I can give up. That's
Yeah.
about the extent of what I could offer.
Yeah, that could work. Maybe that'll work. Maybe a cash offering will help grease the wheels here.
They're druids. They're not mercenaries like we are.
Yeah.
They would not care. They're
But
like you, Sirene. I
Jack
think
doesn't
that
look like a druid. He didn't have a staff. And hypnotic pattern, the spell that he cast. I don't know if that's a druid spell.
I mean, I've studied magic, but I'm not a wizard or a sorcerer, so I wouldn't know.
the
That's
only
good.
thing I know about magic is that I want to fight it.
All right, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna offer the cash. How much cash can you? Oh, the clerics will reimburse you for any amount of the money that you spend.
I have about 115 in gold, about 25 silver, and 6 pounds of mithril,
All
or 6 mithril ingots on me at least.
right.
I should have more, but it can't be delivered to
Whoa,
me
whoa! Jack
out
says
in
to
the
Drac, back off.
boonies.
Gilmec has a lot of gold if we
Oh.
need to use it. I don't want to use it though.
Before it's
The clerics will reimburse us.
Give away all our money and take all of theirs.
Yes.
Okay, at this point, the drow has woken back up. He is tied up. And he's like quite angry. He's squirming, and the druids are just slapping him. Be quiet.
Hey.
Jack speaks up and says, "What do you guys want?" And Sirene says, "We are willing to give you a cash reward for the drow. He has valuable information that we need. We can offer you." And he turns to his companions. How much do you guys have?
Let's start low and up the ante up until they agree. Let's start at 100 gold pieces, and 60 and 6 pounds of mithril.
All right.
I'll step forward and
So
start that
Jack,
offer.
speaking up, he's like, "It doesn't matter if you start low or high. 60. We want the prisoner. Okay, he attacked me unreasonably out of nowhere. He's mine by right."
And I'm well aware of that, Jack. I don't mean to deprive you of of justice, the justice you so crave. But what would you rather be interested in? Being compensated for the danger you so unjustly faced due to our negligence? Unfortunately, it was when he attacked us. We allowed him to slip through our fingers. I deeply apologize that you were in any way threatened by this buffoon, but I'm willing. Don't get our meaning twisted. Rather than inconvenience you with having to drag this prisoner back to to your country so that he can stand trial at great length, why not simply accept some gold as compensation for the danger you suffered? When you get home, buy yourself a nice vintage, a new staff, some good reading. It's I believe it would be well worth your while rather than having to feed and clothe this one up until he can be properly judged.
All right, all right. Give me a persuasion check here. So that was a really good argument there. You're basically talking about how material, the coins, are worth more than the prisoner. So instead of saying,
Mhm.
give me the prisoner, which would be an impossible persuasion check, you're saying the coins are more valuable than the prisoner. And then Jack is going to
That's
make
what
his
I'm
own
saying.
decision. If you can persuade him on that fact, then maybe Jack will be willing to give him up. So yeah, give me a persuasion check.
All right. I'm going to add. Hold on, there's one more thing. Yep. Flash of Genius. I can do that once more before the morning. Yeah. Flash of Genius. Use ability. It's gonna add a +4, making that a 12.
I don't know. Who are you? He says to you.
Uh, I'll bow low at the waist. The name is Cipher. I'm as you guys my employer has said, I'm a mercenary of sorts. Uh, hired a bit impromptu, hired to aid in her mission, attempting to save our country from the monsters ravaging it.
All right. Why don't you guys approach after each of you introduce yourselves and promise me not to attack me or my companions or take the drow. If you do that, then we can have a civilized conversation. Jack
Oh,
speaks and he
very
says,
good.
Me and my companions will not attack you, so long as you do not attack us. But if you were to
Uh,
make any aggressive actions, try to steal our property, try to kidnap or take the prisoner, then we would stop you.
Understood. I've introduced. My name is Nicholas. You have my solemn oath that I will not be attacking you unprovoked. I'll drop my weapons. Well, my weapons, my bow, sword, and axe, on the ground a ways away, and walk forward.
Yeah, Sirene already said she wouldn't do that. So is Drex doing that? Is Drek, Gilmac, or Mishton making the promise?
Yes, I dismount my horse, leaving the lance behind, and I give a salute and say, I am Remishton, traveling man-at-arms. I never wanted to fight you.
Do you say you're not going to attack them? Basically, he had
Yes, I'm not
stipulations
going
here.
to attack you.
Okay.
As
Gilmac,
I've
Drek?
said before.
Gilmac
As long
agrees.
as you don't try anything, I won't try anything.
Gilmac will introduce himself. I'm Gilmac Dayflare. I'm a druid, and I will not do anything to harm you.
Okay. And Drek, did you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I did whenever we first met.
Got it. Okay. He says, all right. So which country are you from?
I'll look at Cyrene. Am I authorized to say that, or?
Sirene's a bit
Uh, uh,
confused.
we are from Ventus, the nation to the south, um, southeast-ish from this. I'm out from this location. Been a bit of a journey.
Okay. So Jack has a poker face on. He doesn't give away much. But one of the druids seems a
Mhm.
bit disgusted with what you just said when you mentioned Ventus.
I see. Not well liked Ventus is. I'm wearing a mask, so my face is steel. Um, while ooh, I noticed a bit of an adverse reaction from your friend there. Um, I promise that whatsoever you've heard of the of us, not even us really. Ventus is a big place. There are bad people and good people. I assure you that we adhere to the more principled of our countrymen.
Huh. Okay. You might be right. Not all. You might be good people. Anyway, the Drow is going to step into this conversation here and say, the Drow is going to say, if you help me escape, I will give you valuable information on the whereabouts of the crown prince of your country, Ventus, who is in imminent danger. He will be assassinated and replaced with a doppelganger or a changeling within 2 months. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? 2 months until your country is doomed. The crown prince will be killed and replaced with a fake. The fake crown prince will be indistinguishable from the original. The fake crown prince will destroy your country from within like a Trojan horse. I will help you find him and keep him safe. I know his exact location. I know the location of the legendary magic item he is seeking, the Rings of Power. I'm willing to submit to a zone of truth to confirm what I said is true, but I will only do that if you help me escape right now and give me a few days to take control of the Drow. Then I will give you the information. If you take me back to your country, I will negotiate with other people for my release, and you will lose your chance to gain this valuable information in time to save your country.
I will look at the executioner, and I'll look at one of the druids. I'll be like, it would probably be best to gag him. I'm not sure how much magic he knows. But that's up to you. I'm not inclined to negotiate with you right now, Drow. My negotiations are with your captors. So I'll look back to Jack. What a strange story. So what is it? I've made my offer to you. What is it that you find displeasing about it? Is the amount too low? Is it? Are you? What is it that you would seek for? Is his transfer to us?
Well, hearing how he is critical, has critical information about your country apparently, and valuable information about your crown prince. I don't even know if he's up for sale anymore, unless you can give me an offer. And you can tell that Jack is being evasive here. He's really uncomfortable with what's happened.
Like, well, you can't honestly expect us to believe what he's said. On principle, just on base skill. Without any facts. He would, in fact, have to be interrogated to see whether or not the information is true. And I'll be honest with you here. Nicholas will remove his mask to show his bare face. Couple of chemical burns here and there. But he's pretty okay looking. He'll be like, I don't see that the information he has about the Crown Prince of Ventus would be valuable to you. You haven't said where you're from, but judging by your reaction to when I named my country of origin, I don't believe it's from Ventus. Information that could you be used to save our Crown Prince honestly is only of use to people in the country, really, unless you plan to sell the executioner back to them, and that comes with a whole slew of problems. Like, how fast do you think you'll be able to strike up negotiations and get a deal? Would the switch have already taken place by then? If so, the information is useless, and you gain nothing. So I think it's best if we deal here and now. I'll gesture towards Gilmac. Do you have anything to add to the pot, my friend? I will slide the 6 bars of mithril over the table. I'll name them each as these are. This is Mithril, £6, worth 10 gold pieces each. Pure, actually. I own the mine where it was produced, and I'll take great care to tell you it was not produced with slave labor. I know some of the more undesirables in my country seem to prefer that form of employment. I, however, do not. I pay my employees, and I'd like to think I pay them handsomely. So these are no blood diamonds. You can be free and accept. You can be fully uh, guilt free in accepting them as payments because they are
Okay.
rightfully
Okay.
mine.
Give me a persuasion check. Yeah. Give me another
Alrighty.
persuasion
And
check.
while he's saying that, while Nicholas is talking, I'm gonna step over to Cyrene and say quietly to her, "You have, do I have your word that the clerics could reimburse any amount I paid, even if it was to the tune
Oh,
of 1,000 gold?"
not any amount. Jesus. I mean, 1,000 is a lot. I'd say a reasonable amount. I mean, I'm not like a commander in the clerics faction in the Order of the Valkyries. You're talking about a rank and file paladin. That's me, Sirene. I can't make you that promise, but I can say that they'll be reasonable with you. I trust them.
You've got it.
Jack is
We'll have
gonna
to give it
consider
a go.
you're gonna. So you haven't made that persuasion check yet.
I want to see if anyone could give me a helping hand here. You know, by adding something to the
Oh,
pot, I could
yeah.
get advantage. Is anyone going to do that? Doesn't got to be much. 50 gold, 100 gold.
I got 100.
Alrighty.
Okay.
I'll also donate 100 from my purse, and I'll walk over and count out some coins and say, I could spare 100 as well for this.
You make a very appealing deal here. A little bit of mithril,
Alright.
some sacks of gold. Let's say that
No,
I agree. Let's say hypothetically that I agree. I give you the prisoner. What would you do with him?
he'd be transported back with us, of course. Uh, to face the one because of that outrageous statement he just made. The veracity of his claims would have to be you know checked. Uh, like we previously stated, he has valuable information. We didn't know about our prince personally. I don't think it was our place to know what type of information he had. We're only mercenaries after all. But he'll be delivered back to Cyrene's supervisors or superiors, as they were the ones who hired us to capture him, so that he could be interrogated, so that his information could be checked, and so that he could face the full ramifications of the law for what it seems he's involved in. Because I doubt he got that information about our prince just idly in a bar somewhere.
Who are you working for? Jack says.
I'm
Um,
working for Cyrene.
Indeed, the
Who's
Order of the
Cyrene working
Valkyries.
for?
She can speak for herself.
Uh,
Indeed, I'll look at her.
she says. She says the Order of the Valkyries. And who do they work for? Jack responds, and Cyrene does not answer. The
I'd
Drow is going to
imagine they work.
interject. I am not afraid of any of you. I know you can't hurt me. If you torture or kill me in cold blood, you will be hunted by my people and all your friends will perish. The worst case situation for me is that I wait a few months until the fake crown prince is welcomed back into your country and he will release me from prison. The druids this time punch him in the gut and tell him to stop.
This one's confident.
Look,
I'll interject when Cyrene stops talking. I say, I'd imagine they'd work for the religious faction within our country. It's no secret that there are three main factions within Ventus. The aristocrats, of course, the nobles with all their titles and such, the guilds, and the clerics, the religious faction. Um, it's no secrets. We don't have names though. Unfortunately, the only member that we've met is Sirene.
Jack, what's
Look,
important here, you should know.
go
He
ahead,
will face
Remishton. What are you
justice.
saying? Jack says.
He'll face justice. I can guarantee that. I know Cyrene and her like, and I promise you, I'm certain they would not be more merciful than your druid friends.
Face justice for
They
what?
have no patience.
What has he done?
Or
Attacking us and you.
That's a lie, the executioner says. And the druid says, just stop. So he attacked you, the executioner. Or this
Oh yes,
drow, and you defended yourself.
stated
That's
that
it.
previously. No. See, you misunderstand. Like I said, he had critical information that could be used to aid our country. We were sent to retrieve him. He then, as Drow do, at least the Drow in this area, they're known for slaving. Attack, self-defense, or whatever misguided thoughts he was having. Perhaps he thought, oh, nice group of
All
new
right, so
slaves.
roll deception
No,
then. You're trying to misdirect Jack into thinking the drow attacked you first? Is that what you're trying
no,
to do?
I think as Nicholas starts saying this stuff, I'm going to say it wasn't exactly like that. It would be more accurate to say that we attacked him and his companions, but do you not know the things that Drow do? Drow, they attack people, they take slaves, they plot assassinations.
So you attacked this. So let me try to piece together what you're saying here. You were on a critical mission for your country, Ventus.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
attacked
correct.
the drow because he had this critical information, and you're
Mm-hmm.
saying that, and he turns to your mission. You're saying that because drow in general do evil things like slavery, and that's okay. That's what you're going for. And I'm not judging you here. I just want to get together what the full picture is. Is that what's happened?
Yes, I would say so.
Uh,
From
my
my
motivations
perspective,
were a
that's how it
little more.
appears.
My motivations were a little simpler than that, but that's a general summary of the situation. Being
Okay.
completely honest.
Well, I mean, I see 2 drow prisoners behind you. I think you already have enough. So why do you need this guy?
I do not know. Cyrene seems to value him, and she's the one paying us. Well, she's not paying us, but
Well, because I
I'm following her
imagine.
orders.
Well, because I imagine that in the terms of information recovery, three sources is better than one. Say now these two confide with each other, decide to lie, decide to start to spit lies. How would we be able to verify the truthfulness? We need 3 sources, three wells of information. It's simply a matter of numbers. You're looking. This one's a valuable prisoner. So are these two. They'd be more valuable altogether. You see,
Beyond
both
that, I'm
information
not even.
wise and.
I think in addition to that, I do not know exactly why we need all of them, but Cyrene does, and she has sworn to secrecy. She also is on a mission to protect the best interests of the people and to stop the horde of monsters that have been threatening everyone.
All right. The
I
drow
do not
executioner is going
respect
to speak up.
everything she says.
All right. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Okay, so
Continue.
she's interjecting. Gotcha.
Yeah. Drow says, "What? Are you talking about the Xenomorphs? The drow were always going to enter the war against the Xenomorphs. I am with the drow patrols defending against the Xenomorphs. I know they are a threat."
Is that so?
We are not talking to you, sir.
Well,
Maybe it
I
was a
guess I
good
don't
idea to
really.
keep his mouth ungagged. He's revealed a lot, says Jack.
I'm
Anyway,
not sure what you could do with that information, but if you value it, that's all right.
All I know is that I trust Cyrene, and she cares about her companions a lot and the people, and she's not guided by money like I am. She's guided by a desire to do good. And in that, I trust that whatever reason she needs this drow are likely sufficient. I do not need to know. I just trust her.
Okay. Well, we could talk more about this. The stew in that pot there is what we were going to eat. So, the only
I
problem...
wouldn't stick around.
Yeah, I'm going
Uh,
to... What we're going to do, me and my companions, Jack says, will bind the executioner. We will pack up the supplies we have hidden in that shed over there. We're going to have a great dinner, and then we're going to travel north around the Corn Mountains. So we're going to go clockwise around the Corn Mountains, and then we're going to go back to our country. And you're welcome to journey with us, and we can talk about it more. The only problem is whether or not you can be trusted to not take our prisoner in the dead of night. You know that we're spellcasters. We don't... If you attack us, hold us at the tip of your blade, we wouldn't be able to do much. So, if that's going to be the case, we'll just have close by campsites, but we'll be separate. So why don't you do what you're going to do, and we can meet up in a little bit, and we can talk through this again. It's possible that I could trade the prisoner. But I have some misgivings, I'll tell you that. And, I'm just not sure if I should. I'm curious to learn more. With the right information, I could certainly do it. But then again, there's a lot of holes here. Who gave you, what kind of critical information does he have that merits such attacking a random stranger laying down beneath a tree?
I have
I believe
no
it's
clue as to
classified.
motivations. But we don't know, as we haven't, interrogated him yet. If we had the information, we wouldn't need the executioner. We wouldn't be negotiating with you now. Once you captured him, we would have just said, "All right, you can take him."
All right. Well,
we are on a bit of a time crunch here, so I'll. All right, let's see here. What have I got? Oh, I see. Um, above the table. Does the Drow himself does not know why it is that we're after him, right? I don't think anyone mentioned that to him. No.
the Drow would certainly like to know. The Drow executioner speaks up.
Oh, I meant above the table. I'm asking you all.
Oh, okay.
Like,
He
I don't
shouldn't
think
know.
anyone has mentioned. Yeah, I don't think he should know. Well, if that's the case, all right. How's this? I'll make you a different for the same amount. For well,
I'll save your breath. It doesn't matter how much you offer me. 500, 600 gold pieces.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
maybe
no.
you offered me something crazy like 2,000. But like the value of this prisoner is indeterminate. I don't know the value until you tell me the information, and you're telling me you can't tell me the information.
Oh, no.
Yes, I think we're all
I know
wasting our
something.
time here. We should part ways, I believe.
No, I have a way to solve both of our problems. I'll ask for Drek and Sirene and Gilmac to move back around 60 feet. And then I'd place a potion of mind reading on the table. Here, you can drink that and take the information from his mind yourself. Afterwards, he'll be useless to you.
Huh. Potion
I'm
of
not sure that's a good idea.
mind reading. You gain the effects of detect thoughts. Jack is
Indeed.
going to think about it for a second. You trying to be tricky here?
Or
Is he
I
going to
could do
insight
it
you?
if you don't trust the potion.
He's
I'm not lying. It is a potion
No,
of
it's not
mind
telling if
reading.
you're lying. Are you trying to be tricky or anything like that? Like,
No,
All right.
It's not. I'm being completely honest. My goals are very straightforward here. I want the executioner.
All right. So
Anything
Jack is
that
gonna
lets me take the
do
executioner.
that. Then Jack is gonna examine the. This is a magical potion, so he doesn't have Arcana, so he can't examine if the potion is authentic or not.
Hey, is this a good time to take a 5-minute break?
Yeah, that's a good idea. And
I would.
remission, you gain a point of inspiration for reminding everybody. We'll
Thanks.
take a little break here. We'll come back after the break.